I wanted it to be Big Little Lies, but I think no one. Don't. Zoe Kravitz.
Big Little Lies.
Oh, you didn't hear me? You couldn't hear me?
Yeah. The opening credits should be on YouTube.
It is good to be gay. I'll drink to that. Gay Weekly Roundtable starting now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, takes you back, doesn't it?
It just makes me want to walk in a single file line and stare into the camera.
We're doing a new intro from now on. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to do that soon. But first, welcome to the show. It's Gay Weekly Roundtable. I'm your host, Adam Salandra. Find me on social at Adam Salandra, won't you? To my left.
And I am Blake McIver, and you can find me all across the social medias at Blake McIver.
We are drinking today.
Cheers!
It's not because our co-hosts aren't here.
No!
I don't know why.
Don't tell them that.
It's just we're having a little fun. But first, let me introduce our guest. You might be clicking on the YouTube link and thinking, we have Nicole Kidman in the studio.
Oh my God, you guys, we got Nicole Kidman.
Unfortunately, very last minute, she had to drop out. She's busy, but we got someone better. It's the return of Jay Ellis.
Just showing
his best Big
But
Little
with those
Eyes.
beautiful
Big Little
eyes.
Lies eyes.
I'm serving my best Nicole Kidman I can. Hey guys, it's Jay
I'm loving
Ellis.
it.
Instagram at don't_be_jealous and Twitter at still_jealous.
Yes, and you of course know him from our show as a huge fan, but also his AfterBuzz. We do many shows at AfterBuzz, but my favorite, the Drag Race recap.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
And we will talk about
we
that.
will get into
Let me tell ya.
#Aja's meltdown later.
Yes,
Or boy.
exactly. It's literally all, does everyone know, even though we're going to talk about it later, it's been turned into a song.
Oh, I saw it. I
Okay,
saw it today.
just making sure,
I
just
saw the
making sure.
remix today.
Okay.
Already obsessed.
Reeling it
Okay.
way back, because once again, have to remind myself, not a Drag Race show. As much as I'd like
I promise
it to
you,
be.
he's only had one sip of that rosé.
Honest to God, I haven't had a sip yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No. Cheers
Not
to
even
the
after
show.
cheersing?
I got really.
Oh,
I
that's
had
bad
to talk.
luck. We have to like fix it.
Okay.
Quick. Cheers. Eye contact.
Cheers.
Cheers. Eye
Cheers
contact.
from across
Eye
the room.
contact.
And God bless.
Because if you don't sip,
Now that I
it
have bad luck,
there-
I
there
better
we go.
do two because of
Yeah,
that
do
incident.
two. Do two. Eyes
Chug,
open.
chug.
Chug.
And I'm doing a cake stand
Only
with wine.
only at Gay Weekly Roundtable
Yeah.
would we have a rosé chugging
As
contest.
it should be, guys. A quick announcement: our name was gonna be Sissy that week.
Yeah, it was.
What do you think about that?
Tell us in the
Because
chat roll.
survey says it was probably you think it's amazing.
Is Yael in Vegas right now watching the chat roll? Because I wish that she was.
know.
Because I have this fancy laptop up. But
I
do you
thought that's
think
why
the
you were
chat
doing
roll
it.
is? No, I've got stories and
Guys,
and
whatever you're
news.
saying, Jay is on it
Oh,
because she's a
Jay's got it.
professional.
Yes, I'm taking the Yell position because I learned
Thank
from
you.
last time. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh.
And we need that because every time people find out you're on, they have things to say.
I mean,
It's fine. It's wonderful.
all good.
Anyway, Sissy that week. That was a good name, right?
was a
But
good
we're
name.
Gay
But
Weekly
since-
Roundtable, and we love you. We're
So-
here for you.
Since we have the worst name in the history of show business, I decided that we should just, liven it up a bit with rosé and props.
And it was, quite frankly, the best idea he's ever had. So it's like a homosexual happy hour.
It really is.
Hopefully it
I mean,
sticks.
we're already in the champagne room. Maybe I'll bring champagne next
I was going to
week.
say, from now on, once a week, we're bringing the good stuff. Now, next week is 420, but unfortunately,
Oh,
we won't
we're
be
taking a
bringing a
week off.
puff. Instead, we just won't be here. So don't forget about us. We'll be back in 2 weeks, y'all. And we have a beautiful intern helping us out named Caroline, by the way. A little shout out to her because she's hooking us up with things in life.
Yes, thank you,
So
Caroline.
thank you, girl. Anyway. Enough about us and drinking. Or are we just scratching the surface?
Maybe that's just the beginning.
Maybe it's just the beginning. In fact, obviously it's just the beginning, but we will talk some topics
No,
now.
we will do some serious things.
We actually have a lot of serious things, but since it was the front page thing, in case anyone's tuning in for it, I hate when I click a podcast and they don't talk about the thing I want for hours in.
Oh, yeah.
So let's
So
talk
we
about
won't be
Big
those
Little Lies.
people.
We're not. We're gonna talk. We've talked about ourselves for 15 good minutes. Let's talk about Big Little Lies. 'Cause,
All right, Big Little Lies, HBO.
yeah. Sunday nights.
You've seen all of it, correct?
I'm good. I'm caught
All right,
up.
Jay has not seen it yet, so
Yeah.
we already warned him that there's going to be crazy spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm a
Which
big
I
little
should
loser.
probably
I haven't seen
no,
it.
No, I won't allow you to take that moniker. You are not a loser.
There's a lot that can be said even without spoilers, so we'll alert you
there
and
is.
the audience in case. you
So,
haven't seen.
big things. It's based on a book, very popular book, but they've already gotten a second season, which I find fascinating because there is no material beyond the first book. So,
And importantly, I don't know why I said important. They weren't supposed to have a second season. Like, it was
No, this was
very
a limited-
vehemently said this is one season.
if you can just imagine what it would take, like at that level. So you've got Reese Witherspoon, Laura Dern, Nicole Kidman, Shailene Woodley. Just think about the entourages of those four women, like getting them all up to Monterey, which is the size of this table. It's beautiful, but it's the size of this table.
Truly.
Like, can you imagine what just the budget in like
And they were doing
Rosé,
TV anyway.
for example,
Yeah.
would have been?
You're so right.
Like the craft service budget alone must have been in the millions.
it must have been at least the
Vegan,
equivalent of this
gluten-free.
show's budget.
Free range.
Oh God, you're giving me anxiety because you're so right.
Right?
Yeah. And yet they all, except the director was like, there is no more. But money talks, honey, and we
mean,
all loved the show.
HBO was like, there will be more.
It was like, I don't know if you saw what we've done here. Now, there's an opportunity for it to be, of course, very bad because it's not already a book and whatever, but also for it to be even better.
Well, because you've got these amazing production companies coming together,
Right.
And these women suffer no fools.
Exactly. So it'll
which
be,
is
they won't be
awesome.
signing on until it's the right material anyway.
Absolutely.
Now, what I've heard the second season will be about is focus on Zoe Kravitz's character more. And let me tell you, I fell deeply in love with her.
For someone who started as such a side character
Yeah.
to the center of
Yeah.
the main climax at the end of the finale, like, wow.
She was just that easy breezy spirit, and I was like, yes, Zoe, I love you. And I didn't
and what's
know of
funny
her.
about her performance is that I'm most inclined to not like that character. Like, I don't like the crunchy granola. Like,
Yeah.
I am Madeline.
Yeah.
I am Reese
Yes.
Witherspoon. Like 100%. And you
love
better
that.
believe I would have been in City Hall, like fighting for that production of Avenue Q.
Yeah, oh,
it
yes,
must go
yes,
on.
ma'am.
Which that was not in the book, but I love that they put this side
amazing.
plot in
Yeah.
that Reese Witherspoon is like desperate about this theater company, this local theater company in Monterey, and they
okay.
are producing Avenue Q, and the city wants to shut it down for inappropriate content, and she is like not about that life.
Yes, Reese.
She is about that Avenue Q life.
They are so
Perfect.
I love it. I confessed at the start of the show that the first 2 or 3 episodes, I was like, I kept going. It was fine, but like everyone was in love with it, so I just kept doing it for that reason.
Yeah.
So you were a follower, is what you're saying.
I was a follower. I was
dare
the
you.
opposite of Moonlight. Let's just say that. And let's not say. Now I'm brought it up.
Wow,
Brought
yeah,
it
now
up.
you did. I wasn't going to say
I know,
anything.
This could have been my week.
For our
Anyway,
ongoing listeners, you know what we're
yes,
talking about.
you know as well. You listen, but I'm sure
listen.
we brought it up when you were here too.
Shame.
Anyway,
Adam, you're in a safe space because I have not seen Moonlight as well.
Okay, I am getting dressed up like the damn nun from Game of Thrones
I-
with my bell.
finally.
And
I was
y'all
a-
are gonna walk down Burbank
And
Boulevard, and I'm just gonna shame.
I love that.
shame.
I'm telling you, it's on my
shame.
radar. Like I know I need to see it.
Oh, see, I know it's. I wanted it to happen, and now that it's over, like the conversation's over, I won't do it.
Well, we're still talking about it, Adam.
Well,
We're
still talking
and
about
I
his
brought it up
shameful
yet again, and refused to lie about it. Apparently, anyway,
it's your big little lie for real.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about
Except
that.
you've told the entire internet. so
Yes.
it's not a
Anyway,
lie.
and thank you, entire internet, for listening.
But what I want to talk specifically about with Big Little Lies
Yeah.
is how it tapped into this
Good.
immediately gay male fan base. Like,
That's why I knew to watch.
yes, it like gay Twitter, gay white male Twitter. I should like really
Be specific.
be really specific since we talk about a lot of intersectional issues, and
Yeah,
this
yeah.
doesn't really seem like it's one. This is one of our non-intersectional issues.
But Zoe.
But Zoe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was like an immediate gay white Twitter went nuts for this show. And I think it speaks to a tradition in what gay white men love. And we love rich problems. We love rich women problems. We love rich middle class to rich struggles. Love a good rich struggle. I mean, this
Yes.
goes back all the way to like 80s soaps and before. I mean, this
To-
actually goes
love
back
it.
to like Breakfast at Tiffany's.
But
like,
combine that with the leading ladies of our time.
and yes, we have the
Hello. What's
Oscar
happening?
winning and nominated actresses of our generation just chewing the scenery.
Is your reason for wanting to watch it because you heard good things, or because of those women, or what was it?
Both. I'm actually a fan. Like, I love that big actors are coming to television now because they're saying it's essentially the same shoot schedule as a movie would be, and you're getting more exposure. TV's kind of where the good scripts are at.
Totally.
For the past few years, we've seen this, but I have a soft spot for Reese Witherspoon for sure. Like, I mean, Elle Woods, hi.
Hello. Hello. We
and
could do
Laura-
an entire episode on Just
Oh.
Legally Blonde, and we will.
Next week.
I would love that. I would love that.
You're welcome to come.
Okay.
There'll be wine.
I'll come dressed as Bruiser.
Yes, please do. I already have the little Tiffany necklace. It's fine. I'll bring it for you.
Okay.
Of course.
I mean, but what's attracting me to it is it kind of seems like it's a Desperate Housewives, but not as soapy, but it still has like that kind of like mist around it, where it's going to be these women have problems,
Totally.
and they're solving it, but they're flawed in some way. That's what I
Yes.
get from the eyes up. You know,
Right.
I
No, but
haven't
that's
heard-
very correct.
It is
That's
very dead on.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
somehow avoided spoilers, but I want you please talk about whatever you guys are so excited about. But I'm excited to watch it eventually. I will get there.
I personally don't even think I have anything to say about what the spoilers, so much as the show as a whole was just captivating to me.
Yeah.
And there were people that watched it. I've heard of maybe one or two that thought it was boring, and I guess
And
I
we're not
get
friends
it,
with them.
But yeah,
I'm kidding.
Snip, snip. I don't know. Like, even when I wasn't like obsessed, I was like, I didn't even consider stopping. Like,
Yeah.
I was all in, but it just, I got.
Could this do a true detective style thing where they don't necessarily need the same actresses to come back, or are we invested in
I
these
think
characters?
we're completely invested in these
Okay.
particular
It's
characters.
more of like,
yeah. Because
you
we
need to
got
figure out the
pieces of
storyline
each
and
one's
bring them back.
backstory, and I
Okay.
think without and where we left it, that they all share the biggest of the Big Little Lies, now together, and even the women within the group that there had been infighting throughout the season, they kind of have no choice but to band together. So it will be interesting to see how Renata deals with that.
I got very like.
I know.
excited. Hearing you,
Well,
I
I
already
just-
know what happens, and I was like,
I know.
it's so good.
But I just, you're welcome.
You took me there.
But I do love how this genre like speaks to gay people,
It
gay white men, I should
really
say specifically
does.
every time.
You
But
know, you
yeah, and
should.
I miss this genre. I felt to Jay's point, like I feel like we haven't had this since Desperate Housewives, and this takes such a more serious approach.
Right. It's like we have Real Housewives, but that's
And don't get me wrong, I'm here for it all.
absolutely
As we all are,
But when you
this
can do a
is when
scripted,
you get
well-
brilliant actors around brilliant material. It's
Yes.
just it's a different caliber.
I'll drink to
I mean,
that.
I will watch. I will watch all of them. I will watch Countess Luann.
Oh, and
Chic
I
c'est la
am.
vie.
Yeah.
C'est bon, c'est bon.
C'est si bon.
And I hope you
I
all did
mean,
last night.
Oh
Okay?
my God,
But
Ramona at the Mad Hatter party. I can't get into that. That's different.
Same,
That's
but
not-
yep.
Anyway, Big Little Lies.
Already
We're very
biting my
excited
tongue.
for season 2. We're here for it. We thank
yes,
the
there wasn't
HBO
supposed
gods.
to be one. It's now happening. You have some time to catch up, but God bless it.
All right.
Now,
enough about
since
that.
you're here, and I really do want to talk about Drag Race,
Yeah.
we have some other things to discuss so that we can really spend all our time on that are much less enjoyable. Like
Well,
the opposite
that's true.
of.
That's
oh, real quick, I saw something funny in my notes that has nothing to do with anything, but
Hmm.
on a recent-ish show of ours, when all four of us were here, the original
the
cast,
OG,
Uh-huh.
the OG
One of
from
the comments
GWR.
was exactly slash Sissy that week. One of the commenters was like, "Ugh,
Oh please!
I can't wait until the original people come back," and I was like,
Oh, but we were the original.
"Hun, this is literally all it's ever been." So like, my favorite is when trolls are just the worst. Like, I secretly love trolls. Don't like leave your nasty comments now just because of that. But like, they're 99% of the time
Oh, they're so entertaining. I love that.
ignorant. I'm like,
No, I was at. This is. I can tell this because it's a really gay story.
great. That's the criteria.
I was seeing. Wait for it. The farewell mini tour when Adam Pascal and Anthony Rapp went back into
Rent.
Rent,
Okay.
like right before it was over.
Great.
And literally, woman behind me, at the end of One Song Glory, going like, the original guy sang it better.
Always. Of course.
And I was like, he really did. He really did. That original guy
Best
was
of the
just.
best.
The original guy was just unmatched.
Oh, Lord, y'all are so
Made me think of that.
funny out in the world, but we love you. Thanks for tuning in, and we love the original crew more too.
Yeah, and please don't hesitate to hate tweet us. I
Of
do.
course. Oh my God.
I love a hate
on.
tweet.
Leave me off that one.
Don't hate tweet Jay. He is an innocent bystander
Well,
of this.
I feel like you get it good from your group, like compared to the others, from what y'all talk about on the show.
The Sade of Drag Race. I can't even imagine.
Untouchable. But also, while we're talking about that, please do leave your comments if you're listening on iTunes. Review us, even if it's bad. We'll take it all. But
Yeah, we want to hear.
you wouldn't be listening this deep if you thought it was bad, unless you're crazy. Or comments on YouTube. We'll take them all. We love it. Now, on to some actually very horrific news. Let's start with yours.
Yeah. So, what's going on right now? We can't not talk about what's going on right now in Chechnya. There, more than 100 queer men have been rounded up this month in the Russian region and sent to what is being called a gay concentration camp, where many have been tortured and at least 3 have been killed. I feel like that number is way low.
That seems extreme.
That just seems like what they can say allegedly.
Right.
But it's horrifying. I mean, we are actually living in a world right now where there is an active concentration camp. I don't even care if it's half a concentration camp.
Correct.
None of it should be. So, all right. I'm sure you've seen it on the news. It's terrible. It's horrifying.
I hope you've seen it on the news.
What do we do is the question, and it feels overwhelming. It also feels like a million miles away. Like when you say Chechnya, I have zero frame of reference.
Yeah, by the way, it's Russia. If you had to look, I most certainly did.
Well, I will sadly admit that my frame of reference for Chechnya, it always comes back to Alias, is the Alias episode where she's trapped in the mental institution in Chechnya, and it's one of the scariest episodes ever.
So you're
if
like taking it
Chechnya
really
is
bad.
anything like J.J. Abrams told me it was, it's horrifying.
That's horrible.
So I can't
really
even
quickly,
imagine.
I just want to make the comment that the I don't know his name because I don't care to, but the Russian leader that they're talking to about this, I guess in charge of Chechnya, the reason he claims that it's not happening is because he says, well, we don't have gay people here, so it's impossible that we're rounding them up for that reason. Terrifying.
Well, I'm going to botch this because, I don't speak Russian, but Novaya Gazeta, a Russian opposition news publication, first reported that men between the ages of 16 and 50 were being gathered and arrested in connection with their non-traditional sexual orientation or suspicion of such. So you don't even have to be gay. You could just, as Emerson said last week, have a softness of walk.
Yeah. What did he?
He walked softly.
Yeah.
I'm still not over that.
Yeah.
And could be literally rounded up and murdered. So it's this is actually horrifying. So Out Magazine, their online division, published a story. Here's how you can help. And basically what Sarah Kate Ellis, the president and CEO of GLAAD, is calling us all to do is tweet directly to Nikki Haley, who is the UN ambassador for the U.S.
A tweet? That's great.
I mean, because that's something we can actually do.
Right,
we can put the pressure. Well, because Nikki is in the UN, can actually call this up. It's unlikely that she will. I don't like her for various reasons, but whatever. But biased politics from your. I never promised to be anything but.
We're here for opinions.
But anyway, you can also. There's a form on out.com. That you can actually fill out a form that will go directly to Nikki Haley's office. There is a change.org petition. The link is also on there. We will put this up in this link because this is important. Also, getting involved in your local branch of the HRC, they're doing wonderful things, and you can actually get right involved by just as simple as retweeting whatever your HRC branch is, or just the national HRC, any of that, just to get the word out. Literally, followers beget followers. So just the more that we talk about this, the less likely it will be brushed under the rug. Obviously, we all know we're living in this administration right now. This is clearly not their number one priority in international relations.
Of course.
Shout out to that $300 million bomb we just dropped on Afghanistan today. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Bless. So anyway, there's a bunch of stuff, and there's actually, this was the coolest thing on this particular article. You can get in direct contact with the Russian LGBT network. There is an email address on here. It's kavkaz@lgbtnet.org. Again, we'll put the link up. You'll be able to find this. So you can actually get involved right on the ground floor.
What kind of resources is that like something that you email, or is that like
that is something that you email?
Okay.
Yeah.
and just say
Yeah.
you voice your opinion.
Basically,
at that point.
voice your opinion, ask what they need. I mean, this is clearly they must be underground, because I can't imagine
Right, yeah, I don't know how
the
they're doing it.
danger of this. I don't
Sure.
actually know how they're doing it, but you can also email the Russian embassy and just use your best gay wit and write a scathing.
Right, because the
got it.
though it feels like there's nothing we can do,
Yeah.
this has the unfortunate potential to truly be swept under the rug.
Well,
so what you can do is make sure that doesn't happen.
And the fact that we're living in a week where Sean Spicer literally from the White House press room said Hitler didn't use chemical weapons against his own people.
We're talking about...
And now there's a concentration camp in Chechnya. Like, we are living in insane times. So to turn a blind eye is just not an option at this point.
Genuinely remember thinking how, when I would hear about World War II and about all those horrific things, like, how could it really be happening in a time that wasn't that far away from where we were? And now we're literally in it, and it's overwhelming, to say the least.
No, it is.
Sarah Brock in the chat asked if there's any response from the U.S. government, and I guess you just addressed that with what Sean Spicer is.
He wasn't
talking about that,
He wasn't even
though.
talking about that, unfortunately. But no, the what we are calling for specifically, and this is kind of the focus, is like if we literally just push Nikki Haley into a corner to bring this up in the UN. That's kind of the first step as American citizens, as we can. I mean, obviously we can protest and
Right.
all of that, but
there's just so much going on. It's from what I've heard, and I'm so surrounded by gay media, I can't confirm, but that it's heavily covered there, but very little in mainstream media. So
and the Chechnyan leader that you were looking for, his name is Ramzan Kadyrov.
How did I forget that? All right.
Well, I just wish we could all go see Anastasia on Broadway and everybody would be free and live in harmony and sing Paris Holds the Key to Your Heart. But that's just me. But unfortunately, that's not happening.
It's just so hard because like the progress that we've made or that I've seen in my lifetime, it just feels like it's like spiraling down.
Totally.
And I don't want that. Like I don't want to myself live in fear, or like the youth live in a world where this is a thing.
Even if things were perfect for us here, which comparatively they are.
Comparatively they're amazing.
Yeah, we have to. Those are our brothers and sisters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I can't even imagine how frightening it would be.
Literally can't imagine. I actually tried to.
These countries, even
today,
like the African
I can't do it. Oh, horrible.
Countries where execution for assumption of homosexuality, not even caught in any act. Not that should change anything, but just the assumption.
It's a nightmare that I hope ends, but also that none of us, excuse me, here have to even imagine such a thing.
But at the very least, we have to stay informed and we have to keep talking about it, because if we're silent, it's kind of like the old ACT UP AIDS thing, like silence equals death. Like that statement goes for this situation as well.
Listen, we were here drinking wine about to talk about Drag Race, and we paused it. That's how you know it's important to talk about the issues. I'm always staring the camera down. I have messages for the people.
I feel like your tone is really pointed.
Yeah, it's a
what I'm saying is
how
I
is
want to get
that
back to
for
the
a
wine.
Drag Race transition?
Thank you. Except we do have one more thing.
Oh, we do have. We have another
here in
serious
the
thing.
States. North Carolina cannot get it together now.
HB2
was repealed, which I don't understand what that means. Simply because nothing really changed. They got rid of the. I don't want to go into what it was, but the big fight about it was called the bathroom bill. Was like transgender people had to use the restroom that matched their gender on their birth certificate, not their gender identity. Craziness ensued. They repealed it only for money reasons because the NCAA backed out of having games there. But what they replaced it with was that you can't fight discrimination against LGBT people until like the next presidential election, essentially. Honestly, it confused me because it is so ridiculous what happened. It makes no sense. But now, that's not even the news. That's backstory. They are trying to reinstate a ban on same-sex marriage. It's called HB 780. And it's, let me just read their words. It declares marriage equality is null and void in the state of North Carolina, and it's because they're saying it exceeds the authority of the court relative to the decree of Almighty God and abrogates the clear meaning and understanding of marriage throughout prior history. So because of God, and because they think people will be confused about marriage was before this, they shouldn't allow it. Please take a moment to actually imagine that being your excuse as to why. I don't care your belief. You can have your beliefs, but that's your reasoning behind it?
Yeah.
Without being ashamed?
Here's my big problem with this.
Okay.
Because obviously it's ridiculous,
Yeah.
preposterous, blah, 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 blah. Hate, bigotry, homophobia, all of those things. Yes, we're aware it's all of those things. Here's my big problem. When you say that the Supreme Court is now no longer your law in your individual state, you have basically declared war against the United States government. Like our democracy, you have declared war against our democracy because we have all of these things in place. We have these 3 branches of government in place for this very reason.
Right.
And so to say that, it is an act of war.
And
Call me extreme.
we're living in a what presumably they want, a Trump administration. So it's not even like we're living in some liberal world right now, and they're like, well, we're going against you.
But if you can just decide that that's not valid in your state, then Roe v. Wade is not valid in your state, then any Brown versus Board is not valid in your state. Like, we're talking about civil rights for all people could be taken. So, like, dear North Carolina, like, gladly secede from the union. Like,
I never thought of it
bye.
like that.
So you're stuck in
that's
the middle.
That's a great way to put it. Like, if you are going to be exception to this rule, then maybe you're an exception to everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if one Supreme Court decision is just not valid for you, then you are going against everything that our democracy is based on in this country.
It's just,
You cannot like it. That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. I'm against your bigoted opinions, but I'm not. That's not what I take issue with. It's the fact that you are now exactly going against that. Your reasoning being, I don't like that we don't even pretend in these places that there's a separation of church and state.
Right.
Like, they're just like, nope, it's my religion, so this is the way it must be.
Yeah.
What? Like, I know some really amazing Christian people that are accepted. Did we talk about this last
Well,
week? We did.
We did. I mean, we both know a lot of amazing Christian people in the South, even, that feel nothing like this about these things. So
it's like, you can't even blame your religion anymore.
No.
So
no, there are plenty.
We were talking about Candace Cameron.
Yeah, well, and there are plenty of non-bigoted Christians across the country.
First of all,
and across the world.
There's gay Christians. I mean, they are struggling, I'm sure, but of course exist. Shout out to you guys. Anyway,
and we
that's
hope you're
happening.
at an affirming church. That
Truly,
is
they do
happy.
exist. And
they
if
do
you don't
exist.
know,
Actually,
they really
do exist.
Yeah. I don't know if you have to come here or not, but they do exist here, certainly.
All over the place.
Yeah. That church will go out of business here. Anyway, that is the bullshit that's happening in the world.
Yeah, but we have to talk about it.
It's very important, and it's only frustrating because it's so frustrating. But you know what? I'm gonna let my hair down now.
Oh, there came that weave.
It's time. Now I'm gonna turn to you. I hope we didn't ignore you for the first whatever minutes.
Not at
but
all.
You are the guest of honor because you allow us the freedom to talk about what we're all here to talk about.
It's important. I'm happy you guys talk about it because, as one of the people who doesn't know as much about it, I get a lot of my news source from you guys, and it's good to hear different opinions, and people need to form their own, and it's a constant fight. So it's good to always hear that there's people, the steps that we should take and what we can do.
Absolutely. And I do challenge people to disagree with us as well, because that dialogue is empowering to the overall conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
And if anything, it's keeping it it's keeping it relevant in everybody's heads.
And if the election taught me anything, it's that, like it or not, we must at least be listening to the other side, because if we ignore them, we're doing ourselves a disservice.
Right.
Because look what happened. So anyway, I mean, I like to talk about serious issues and usually make them lighter, and we can joke but still give the news.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Chechnya thing is just
there's no silver lining.
There's no joking,
No.
but it is important. So please go to Out, do those things, and then come back and press play again, and we're going to talk about Drag Race right now. Yes. Now, I'm glad that you mentioned Aja, because even though we'll do some overlapping of what you guys talked about, we can talk more about Untucked.
Okay.
Did you all cover Untucked already in this past podcast?
Yes. We try to squeeze in. I mean, it's hard because we're given about 50 minutes to cover a 42-minute show and then a half-hour Untucked. So we do what we can, but I would gladly talk any points again.
I mean,
Love to.
the two of us, like left to our own devices at a happy hour, can talk about one queen for 2 hours. So I
same.
can't even imagine.
From season 5.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, yeah, and not just because of All Stars, but now even more so because of that.
I could probably host a Latrice Royale podcast that is just a weekly, just every week, and that's the only subject.
And Blake, let me tell you, I'd listen.
Are you kidding?
I would be there.
From now, okay.
But let's
No more Chechnya talk from now on. We're focusing on one queen a week, and that's what this podcast.
Yael would leave.
Yael
would be like,
I never
have to go.
Well, we're like, you can come on when it's she loves all the big girl queens without knowing them, and good. That's poor thing. That's all she knows to love.
Would she be rooting for Eureka this season, you think?
Oh, definitely. She already is without knowing who she is.
Great.
And I kind of am too, but I've said that. I don't know if it's because of her performance. She reminds me so much of a friend that it doesn't seem. Who is everyone rooting for after week 3? Actually, let's discuss.
I'm happy to say that my choices have not really wavered that much, so I'm still.
But they haven't been given. Not that they should change, but do you feel like they haven't been given much? Sorry, say who they are, but they haven't been given much airtime.
Right, Peppermint, and maybe this. I'm going based off of really all we've seen still is Runway. Like
Right.
this
Yeah,
has
that's
been
true.
such
That's
a heavy.
true.
So I'm going Peppermint still.
Yeah.
I like Sasha Velour, and then Charlie was in my top 3. She might be the one for me. Valentina might be sneaking her way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
think
top
that's
3 at the start, and this was for me, the queens, or I don't remember when, but Eureka, because she reminds me of my friend, Valentina, and that was before she was winning, so I honestly don't remember why, and Nina Bonina,
Love
Yeah.
Nina.
Banana Fan Osama Bin Laden Brown.
Nina Bonina's definitely in
Now,
my
who are yours?
tops. I'm a big Charlie fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people are. I feel like we haven't seen what we will get to see from Charlie
We're
yet.
getting that this week.
And Nina
You think?
Bonina and my I do have a growing week by week love of Valentina.
Okay, then let's talk
and-
about Valentina quickly. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
and the reason why is because I feel like we've had over the past few seasons we've had some newer to drag queens or just young, really young queens.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a chip on all of their shoulders that Valentina doesn't have.
Totally.
And the other girls can be jealous of Valentina's beauty, but like that, she didn't do that. Like,
Also,
like she
did
honey,
that.
she did that, but,
But
she
she
was
underneath, she
born.
did that.
She was born
Right,
with
you have
all
to have a certain
that.
face.
So
Yeah.
like you can't get mad at her for just being drop dead gorgeous. It's like getting mad at
Also,
Courtney Act for being pretty. It's
There's
like
exactly. It is like that. But there's so many queens who rely on pretty that they bring nothing else, and I don't feel that's
Kimura.
the case with Valentina. Exactly.
yeah. Exactly.
For example.
That's an example.
But guys,
Yeah.
I'm starting to get the vibe on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
The other
the
queens
tweet
from
front.
past seasons do not like Valentina in real life.
No,
and it's
oh.
breaking my heart because I respect those. It's like Detox. I'm like,
Because
ooh, I love
Detox and Vicky hosted.
Yeah, were you
at-
there? Were
Yeah.
you there?
And I was
Okay, what
I
did
was
they
there
say?
for the first or second.
Oh wait, I might
I
know some
can't
of this
remember
from
what it
Emerson's Instagram story.
yes,
but
correct.
I did know before from Twitter.
Yeah,
but
and they
what were
had
saying? Nothing
not
good.
nice things to say about
Saying that
Valentina.
she's like a
and,
diva
And I
now.
love both of them, so
Right.
I'm not inclined to think that that's just
That's why I'm like, oh,
like
but I
gossip.
love
I don't
them.
like
Yeah.
they don't
Right.
play like that. So,
So-
I feel like if they have something bad to say, then they had a legitimate bad
I agree,
run-in.
but I try and do it based off own experience for all. I respect
Yes.
them and her,
Correct.
but I don't know. I saw Delta Work post something kind of making fun of her too, Valentina, because she had a performance where she had like a security guard up with her.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
You saw it?
Mhm.
So I don't. Is it a misunderstanding? Is Valentina really have a big head? I don't know, but from what we see on the show, I'm in for right now.
And editing is very rough on that show. They
is.
can make whatever they want happen. Like there's a whole storyline this past week that Eureka helped Pheromone and Nina. We never saw her touch anything from Nina.
Yep.
So
Oh, there's
Eureka's
so much.
still they're still making her that villain. So
Yeah.
Nina even said on Instagram, she was like, they're editing me nice for now. And it like really, of course we know editing and we know Fifi and all that, but like it reminded me like, oh, we're seeing only, even though I think you said it, you did it, that's a part of you at least. We really don't know what we're not seeing, which could be anything.
Well, just look at what we do here. Like, if we just took sound bites from our 55 minutes,
I'd be a monster.
oh my, both of us would be.
Oh, you just
like,
opened my eyes to something horrible.
No, we could like please don't. I mean,
Yeah.
if you do, fine. But
And
like,
send it to me. I want
yeah,
to see.
because then we'll repost it.
Yeah.
But a splice together of like the worst things we say out of
Yeah.
context. Like, did those things come out of our mouth? Yes. Was there a context, yes.
Right.
But like, yeah, editing is crazy. Pheromone is another one that I like. I really am loving seeing like a young queen that's not irritating to me personally.
Well, I didn't like her at the Meet the Queens. I was like, she's gonna be annoying.
Yeah.
But that person, the whining even is endearing. I don't know how it's happening because I'm not into whining, but I love her now.
But you are into whining.
But I'm into whining today. Oh, that's the problem. I love them all.
This season has. This is gonna sound so rude, but this season is so middle of the pack for me. Like, there's nobody who I'm just like, this is a clear top contender.
I could be wrong with all my top 3.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Because like it could be anyone right
could.
now.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for them to whittle it down to like maybe 8 contestants, and then we're gonna see who we're getting.
I think there's too many. There were so many. Not even Nina was hardly shown this week.
A second was shown of Nina, and then she's on the runway. I'm like, I forgot she was even on the show.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Which
like
is a
there's
shame.
just too many
Which is
queens.
really
No
weird.
complaints because it'll drag out, and I'm drag out like I'm into it. But it is very hard to get to know the ones who will ultimately end up caring about the most. For now,
Yeah.
What we need is 4 acting challenges in a row.
Yes.
To just
get rid of just get rid of
Get those
them.
double eliminations going.
Exactly. Which there's gonna be one, but if it didn't happen with Kimora and James, when is it ever gonna happen? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
That was rough.
bless.
But okay, Aja. First of all,
Oh yeah, let's jump to Untucked.
quick shout out to Aja. Thank you, Aja, for bringing some drama to the program because I don't
Well, because
care.
Untucked was such a love fest for the first few episodes.
Such.
Where it was just
Oh,
like,
late-
you were great. No, you were
Ever since
great.
the
No,
Queen knew
you were
that-
better.
Yeah, and I was like, first of all, they started out talking about who they'd all sleep with. I'd love to hear about that. Kiki about the Kai. I'm completely
about
in.
your Kai.
But then it got into Aja giving some attitude out of pure jealousy, and that is why I'm watching reality television almost always.
My only note to Aja is if you're going to have your meltdown of the season, if you're going to have your moment, just reapply the spirit gum before you have your moment.
It was rough.
She didn't,
rough.
and
Yeah.
Farrah told her,
It was
and
a
she
rough
didn't like hearing that.
It was a rough wig line.
Indeed it was, but she was in the bottom, so
What I do like is that Aja's taking her like licks in stride on Twitter and all the backlash that's coming for like her going for Valentina. Like, she's posting memes that people are posting and just like haha laughing Valentina, tagging people in it.
Yeah.
So she's taking it in, and I
She's
think
playing the game. Like, she's
Yeah,
so smart.
yeah.
it's very Alaska. When Alaska got a lot of heat for her meltdown, like, it was just treated the same way, and there's nothing you can do at this point. But
No.
Aja was even saying this is coming from a place of jealousy. I'm hating on you because they're giving you so good critiques of what you look like, and I can't do that because
Right.
Aja doesn't look like that.
Right.
She thought she was at the top and she was at the bottom. You guys
Yeah.
mentioned that. Like, it's like,
It's hard
of
to-
course she's going to be upset. First of all, I didn't find it. I loved it. Obviously, I just thanked her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I wasn't like, even if I was like 100 Valentina and didn't like Aja, it wasn't that. It was clearly jealousy. Her
Yeah.
insults were they think you're beautiful all the time. They think you're like,
Linda Evangelista.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
compliments.
If the nastiest thing you can say to someone is you could go out on a diaper and they'd say
Yeah.
your smile is gorgeous.
Right, it's, like,
Valentina.
great.
That's not terrible. That's not, you're not being rude. You're not being
Right.
nasty.
Valentina, do you know who else they say that about? Alyssa Edwards. And look at her. Okay, you're doing fine.
You got that tip
Well,
top down.
Oh,
Alyssa.
definitely. Alyssa in Alaska, my queens.
They're great.
Season 5,
Yeah.
as you mentioned. But just in terms of the drama, like, I love that. Let's see more of it and
Yeah.
have your jealous meltdowns.
Well, I think we're building up to that. I think as the as the
too.
field narrows.
It's the less people you have and the more time you're under a camera
Right.
and the lights,
you break.
you break.
Alaska
Yep.
did, and she's a pro. So it happens. But
Yeah.
I'm like, it's weird to me because I actually like all the queens, even the ones I don't like. I'm interested in watching, and yet I'm underwhelmed by the episodes. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not like these are the worst queens. They're boring. I'm excited. I think they're going to keep showing, but something's missing for me. No, I'm still a huge fan, and I love it. But like, I don't know. There's like something off.
I've said this past week the episode to me was just such a dud, and then
Yeah.
the Untucked is where I was like, I
Same.
wish this was somewhere in the workroom.
The Untucked, I was like, I might need to watch this 3 or 4 times,
Right.
but the show, not as much.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for further into the season.
Yeah, it'll come. There's so many of them.
What do you guys think of Cynthia Lee Fontaine being back? We had heard this was. I think I was on 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
we didn't
before
know.
we knew,
We knew.
but we didn't say.
So how did you feel about a season 8 queen being a 9?
I do. I love Santiali.
Yeah, I forgot. Go to Santiali.
Go
next
to
time you're in
Santiali.
LA.
Get some fabrics. Jinx posted about that the other day because Jinx was in town for something.
Guys, I have to tell you a
And-
little something about Jinx.
Oh.
But finish this.
Oh, But Jinx did say there's like a trip to LA is not complete until I've gone to Santee Alley. And I was like, she's not even talking about Cynthia. Like she actually means like, I need some cheap fabrics and I need some sequins and I need some stones at cost.
She most certainly was. And she has a documentary on Logo tonight if you'd like to watch. Drag Becomes Him. But Jinx and I are in a little bit of a feud right now.
Scandal.
I saw her at
Season 3 of Ryan Murphy's Feud. Adam and Jinx.
I'm assuming, but I don't want to get my hopes up. I was at Precinct DTLA. She was there performing for Bonkers. That's why she was here.
And
she was amazing.
I was drunk at Disneyland. I was supposed to get there, and I was drunk at Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar, and I could not pull myself.
It sounds magical.
You made
and
that
also
there.
on brand as can be.
So on brand. But yeah, I wanted to get
wanting
there.
to get to a Jinx Monsoon show, but
I
you
was
were
like,
stuck drunk at Disneyland.
I had that like third mosquito mojito, and I was like. I was seeing everything was talking.
Oh, I absolutely love that. I need to go to Disney with you one day. I mean, that's
we'll have to Uber both ways. It'll be expensive, but
yeah,
that's fine.
It's worth it. Worth it. Anyway, by the way, her performance was she was I think I might have seen this online sometime before, but she was Debbie from Addams Family Values.
Oh. Whoa. Which was
Joan Cusack. So hence already iconic because Joan Cusack, and then she turned it into a song. Amazing.
That's awesome.
That being said, my friend mentioned, even though I'm sure people know what I do, I don't want to say my exact job on here. I don't know why, but I work with Logo. Okay. So my friend said that. He was like, oh, you guys like work together. And she was like, oh, what do you do? And I told her. And she was like, oh, so you actually work for me.
Oh.
Well, Jinx, please.
Excuse
I
me.
don't recall ever getting a paycheck from you.
Girl.
Nor do I remember actually ever writing anything about you personally, but I am a fan, so it's fine. And we'll kiki, we'll kai, but you haven't paid a single bill of mine. Okay?
Oh.
But I truly do love Jinx, so it's all in good fun.
Until that check comes. Maybe you should send Jinx an invoice.
That would be like so fantastic.
I'd be like, girl, I had no idea you were my boss till you told me the other night.
So
here's what I've been missing.
Since you're my boss, you might owe me.
I know you're making that drag race money, honey. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, love you, Jinx. Whatever.
Oh no, I love Jinx. I really do. Love Jinx.
I really do too. I had a list of things.
But it's fun. It's fun to like pretend like you and Jinx are in a feud.
The best.
I know. I love that.
And at the time, I was laughing, but then later on, I was like. Bitch, what are you talking about?
Make it Twitter official and really call her out.
I wanted to, but I was
no. The feuds of the future are Instagram.
I know, I saw that because you have no limit. The limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist.
I will. I would say something under my post with her, but guys, I'm ashamed to say it performed very poorly with under likes. It wasn't her. Certainly wasn't me. I think it was a Monday morning. No one was on.
Did you? So you tried to sub-gram her?
I was thinking I would jokingly say it in there. But then I was like, if no one else is seeing this, she's certainly not seeing it. So I just didn't do it. I didn't want to start a thing unless it was going to be a thing. The good thing is I can pretty much guarantee she's watching. So now you know, Jinx, there's a little feud.
A fake feud.
Yeah.
I love a fake feud.
Love it.
Did you guys know that we got a season 10 already? Confirmation.
Yeah. Today was the big announcement, right?
Yep.
So, I heard people being like, well, that's going to be the last because Rue's over.
Did any of you send in your audition tapes? Just me?
Guys.
I haven't yet.
Let me tell you something.
Just me?
I wish that was true.
I would love that.
I have no talents when it comes to being a drag queen, though I do think on stage I'd do a good job when I'm feeling the moment. But getting myself together, I would not be good.
Just got fitted for heels because I'm doing Rocky Horror.
Oh, exciting.
I cannot walk.
Where are you doing Rocky Horror? Plug.
Plug away.
Cavern Club in Silver Lake.
Yes,
We're
I love
all the best.
it. Okay, so
that's where I do all of my shows.
Really?
Blake Sings Barbara coming May 19th and 20th.
I saw that. I want to see that too. But I'm telling you, I looked like, what's that animal? Like a bird, like not walking.
Yeah.
A baby
a bird
deer.
Can't walk.
A Bambi. A Bambi.
Deer. Literally Bambi in the walking scene.
So if you can get on stage,
oh honey,
on
I can
heels,
teach you. I can teach you.
Please?
I did Rocky in 6-inch platforms.
Please. I'll take any help.
Yeah. It's just first of all, be there.
Okay.
Yeah. But I so badly want to be a drag queen just to be on the show. Like I just want to see the inner workings. I mean, it's not gonna happen. I even they wouldn't even pick me to be like the first one kicked off woman. I'm not a drag queen, but God, it'd be so good. I used to watch American Idol and think I need to learn to sing. I can't sing. I'd be a better drag queen than a singer. But when I love a show, I need to be on that. Do they ever have reality competitions for people who just like to talk in front of a microphone?
I mean, I think we're on it right now.
Yeah, you're doing it.
I think this
won.
is it. I think we're just competing for ratings.
Ooh, we've been knocking them off one by one. Then the line comes.
No, but my season 10 dream was to go on as a queen called Carol Queen, where I'm just in Carole King drag from the 70s. So I just have like frizzy brown hair and like very little makeup. And I just am always in some Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress, some version of the same thing.
I'm obsessed.
And I only make references from like the 70s in Laurel Canyon.
Okay, but that can that be a thing though that you just do anyway? Like even if you're not on season 10?
I mean that's a thing that like just just
Halloween
come over on Saturday.
Next episode, like consider it. Okay, we're gonna need to wrap up soon. So any final thoughts from Drag Race? Anything you didn't get to say on your show that's been eating away at you, or what you think's going to be coming up this week? You think Charlie's going to get her moment?
Charlie's, I don't want to say, I get
so
much
I'm excited.
spoiled,
Oh, okay.
guys. I get so much.
I've stopped looking because I don't like that, so that's fine. But
yeah, so, but as far as the show, I'm excited to see where it's going to go. So far, I've been a little underwhelmed just compared to coming off of All Stars.
Right.
Well, that's the other problem.
Right,
that was epic.
But as you said, I'm still a fan. Still looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I look every Friday. I'm like, I want to see what's happening. But I'm just at the end of this episode, I'm like, okay.
Yep. Yeah. But give us more of that untucked drama,
yes,
Hanny, because I love it. Okay. Bye.
Just
kidding.
Abrupt much?
Shut her off.
I mean,
don't
give her rosé.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for watching. We will again be off next week, but join us. I believe it's the 27th. Oh, we'll be backed up, ready to talk about things. Okay, and then not in the good one. I don't know. Please follow me on Instagram to see my Instagram feud. It is at Salandra. Where can we find you guys?
And you can find me everywhere at Blake McIver.
I'm going to start a feud just so I can have one. Yeah. Guys, on Instagram, don't_be_jealous, and then Twitter at _jealous.
And Sunday's Drag Race Recap Show?
Yes, at 6 p.m. PST.
Not his easiest thing to say.
Yeah, it's hard.
Tune in to us next week and have a great weekend and watch Drag Race tomorrow. Bye.
Keep it gay.
And have some rosé.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.